What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Greezy, and today we're going to be going over how to play Vigil, a guide for you here in Rainbow Six Siege. And so we're just going to load in here on the map of Oregon. And I'm going to go here as well because it depends on how you want to play him. I really depends on how you want to go back and forth on his guns. You always want to have the KIA, or K1A, sorry. And then it depends on how you want to play SMG-11 or the C7E. I like the SMG-12, just mostly because I like to be able to have it so it's silent when I shoot out drones. Or it does have a little bit bigger mag. But on Xbox, or if you're on console, I would definitely say majority of the time use the other gun, because this gun has so much side to side, see that, and so much vertical recoil. It's insane to try and control. On PC, or if you get really good at it, if you want to get used to it, I like to burst fire with it, so it's not very difficult to use. It depends on how your playstyle is. But we're going to be on the map of Oregon, and because it is fairly new with the rework it got, it's only about a season old. I believe they just reworked it last season when it came into the game. But the game has been around forever, so we all remember the old Oregon was a fun map. It's kind of nostalgic. I'm glad that what they did with this map, they didn't take away any of the essence of Oregon. So you still upstairs here, we have the game room now. It's part of the site. The main hall. You've got dorms. It's always been normal as that. And then you have the kids room. So I feel like we need to change that. This should be like either mini or... but it's always been called kids. So we all remember this map. Always had the kids. They just kind of took away one of the windows and made the AC unit. And then they made it so the wall was in a little bit different spot in relation to the window. To the window being over here. With that, it's actually right up against the wall now. But it's still kids room. You have the wall that comes in here that used to be small or mini, but now it's game room. And then we're all used to attic, but now attic actually can connect everything, so it's a little bit more fluid. And it's actually something that's kind of more important to hold now with the way they've reworked the map. But when you're playing Vigil, you want to think about what you're doing, because with Vigil, you're really the definition of being just pure roamer. Because your gadget here has nothing really that brings any value to the team. So you're either going to be trying to be out there fragging out, or you want to delay the team that's on attack as much as you possibly can. And if you die, you really want to make sure you try to get a kill or two. That's where it really gets important. Unless you're like delaying it down to where it's the last like 45 seconds and you get killed potentially. But you either want to try and delay for that long, or you really want to make sure you're trying to push to get a kill, or find a way to delay that much time, then get back to side to help your team out if you really need to. But your main goal is roaming, because you don't want to try and like be out there and die in the first 5-10 seconds of the round, 30 seconds of the round. Because then you did nothing for your team. You were just kind of useless that entire round. Because you didn't have any gadgets to put around, like no ADSs like what Jaeger has, no mute jammers. You didn't have anything like a kite. You don't have any barbed wire you can put down. You might be able to create a rotate, but you don't really have anything that really can bring value to the team as much as some of these other operators. So if you're going to play Vigil, you really want to make sure you're going to roam. And so upstairs like this, I'll normally start out, especially the rework, either back in big tower up there, or I'm going to start off towards kitchen, like maybe over here in the kitchen hall right here, this corridor. And then what you do is I'm going to start out, once the round's about to start for the attack, for them to start pushing, I'm going to get on cams, then I'm going to look to see which ones are getting shot out first, so I know kind of an idea of where they're going to be pushing from. So now with this sort of a site where upstairs, they're probably going to have people that spawn kind of all over the place, especially in like lower ranks, or just kind of if you're in a, or if it's maybe just a low plat lobby down into gold, silver, and all that. You're really gonna have people that probably just kind of spawn all over the map. So you kind of want to see, but if you get maybe a couple teams, like maybe you're playing against a 3-stack or something, you'll know where they're going to be pushing from. So you'll kind of see where they're getting the camera shot out from. Majority of the time they kind of have like a spot they're always going to spawn, but they might spawn all three of them. So you want to think about where they're going to be spawning and where they're pushing from. So say they did shoot out these cameras, the street, and this one first, or the first ones to go. Maybe this guy over here is like the support player that's waiting to get up there, or maybe it's someone that's a little late. But they shoot these ones out, and maybe you kind of heard a couple footsteps. There's maybe 2 people over here. You might have heard 1 or 2 over here. So you kind of know an idea they're going to be pushing this east side, and from the north and south as well, because they have a street over there they spawned at, and over here. So from there, what I would do is I sometimes will just get up here and try and be a menace in the top of tower. But you don't want to get up here and then kind of be that guy that gets up here. Like, so maybe you're up here for, maybe you started up here, you're up here for good, 25, 30, 40 seconds, and nothing's with them. You don't hear any doors getting opened up like down low. You don't hear windows being hit out, and they haven't really tried to push over here. At that point, I'm going to try and either change up my game plan so I kind of help still be the roamer to be a presence for them. But I'll start up here just in case they do try to come in, because a lot of times they're going to try and come in through the door right here, down on the main floor of this door that's right over here in the corner, and they're going to try and push the staircase to get this wall, because this has become somewhat important, because if they can take attic, it can also help taking the site a little bit more comfortably. So I stay up here and try and get on an angle that can really help be an angle that they're not going to look at, like an off angle. A lot of times you want to be on an off angle so you can try and get a kill and help slow down the team. But say you're up here for a good 40 seconds, nothing's really happened. There's a couple of things you can do. Sometimes I'll get over here and I'll head out part of this window, and then I can kind of help peek maybe over here, try and get a pick. But it's not the smartest thing a lot of times, because I really don't want to be this guy, especially the hollow, even though I'm on 4th route, trying to shoot people out as much. Because it can be rough. You're going to have an ACOG against you, and you're going to be this really big target in this little window. So it kind of depends on how you want to play. I will sometimes do that if I feel maybe they aren't looking for me, they don't think I'm up here, don't know I'm up here. Try and get a quick kill. And I'll normally hit the bottom out actually, so you do this with the window. That way you don't break the glass, so it's not as obvious that you broke. And then try and get maybe a pick. And then I'm going to immediately take off and go help my team. So from there, I'm going to start working my way through. I'm still going to be on guard though, because you don't know if they're here. Have someone maybe on your team get on cam, see if you can tell you where they think they are, where they've seen them on cams. So you don't kind of go through overly blind. You want to kind of have an idea of where they're at. But say, oh, you had someone call out, maybe they're pushing in master, or they're trying to get the closet. So from there now I'm going to make sure, because they probably might be watching this, especially after you maybe pick somebody off, or you broke the window and they know you're over there. Be a little more careful as you come through, trying to look and see if maybe someone's trying to watch the stairs. That's where you can kind of get that like quick peek in. It can really help you out, just depending on if you're good at it or not. But watching the main door, that's probably most likely going to be open. There might have someone out there watching it. So just really watch how you're going to play. So if that maybe feels uncomfortable, you can go down the back way, you'll come down the stairs, but you also can even rotate up to main stairs like you always could. Then they have added this white staircase from the basement as well. So that way you can come up a little bit more comfortably, try and push you, maybe someone's in garage, get a pick, someone watching outside. Or maybe if they maybe got that open now, you can push all the way up around. If they've gotten this wall open that goes into games, push up and try and still create some pressure, you know, on a flank maybe. Or you can come up white and try and get an angle. So you'll probably have to rotate like right here. And then you can sit up here and try to hold an angle to help watch for the planter. Okay, but you're the one to make sure you're trying to push them for a minute and a half or so. So you want to try and help make sure they don't get this wall right here. This wall. You want to try and get here and make sure you don't allow that wall to be gotten in the first minute and a half. So you're trying to push these guys, make them worry about you for the first like minute and a half or so. That way you can start trying to get some picks. But say they get that, and then you can come up main stairs. That's usually my flank option, is to come up main, because that way I can try and come up behind someone maybe that's trying to watch the staircase, or someone that's over here in armory that's maybe droning for their team still. But then you have a couple of options, because now this wall is still in a good spot, but it's a little bit softer. Now you have more protection if you get up here, and you can start trying to pick people off through the wall. Maybe if you have someone with like a Valkyrie in there that hasn't gotten taken out yet. But you're really thinking about your flank route, so it really depends on where you're calling out. Like say they did call out, they have gotten game room, that wall there, and they have 2 or 3 people over here by that breach. I might work up here, but I'm going to do it slowly. Try to make sure I go through. I might pre-fire a little bit, but I'm going to try to get to where I have a little more of an advantage. So I have the soft wall to protect me, or the hard wall to protect me. So that way I can still maybe try and get some picks and help them create that pressure. Because this is going to be kind of a kill box for the team if they get in there. Especially if you're able to flank up through this to help hold this for your team. Because at this point you're just kind of trying to be a crossfire. You don't want them to try and push through here also so they have a 2-way of getting in. But you don't want to try and overexpose yourself either, unless you think you can get the picks. You're a little more aggro. Wide peek it, get the picks. But you really want to make sure you are the epitome of roaming. Like you want to be this other team's nightmare that whole round. Because you don't want to jump out, try and do maybe a run out. You might get lucky once in a while. It is ranked after all. But really just be methodical about your roam. Trying to make sure you are causing pressure to the attack. And make sure they just kind of know you. Because you also can relay information. Like say maybe you get a couple drones that come by, you'll get points. Every drone you deceive, it'll say you deceived a drone, you get 2 points. So maybe you get 4 points. Oh, they had 2 drones. So they're trying to get a couple people after me, or at least know where I'm at. And you can relay that to them. So that way if your team maybe can have someone come around and help you out. Or if you have like a second roamer with you, like you're in a duo queue, and he's roaming like maybe with a Mozzie or maybe a castle with you because you guys castle some stuff off. It can just help you out so you can play off each other and help relay that information to the rest of your team. But kind of think about your plane, go through the map a little bit, also kind of get used to where things are. You can jump into T-Hunt if you want, or a custom game like this. And just kind of get used to the map, see where there's some places you'd like to hide. And also if you see surfaces like these, certain ones if they're high enough up, or say maybe like if this couch had like a little secondary tier that I could walk up on. If you get high enough up off the ground also, drones won't be able to see you. So there's a spot on Club you'll be able to get up on as well, like in logistics on the filing cabinet. The drones won't be able to see you. But if you have any other maps you want me to go over with Vigil, or any other spots you want me to go over, you want me to show you that clubhouse spot, I can always do that for you in logistics. Let me know down in the comments below. But we'll keep it till next time, boys. Keep it easy, keep it breezy. It's your boy Greezy. I'm out.
Can you move, Chrome?
Champion my ass. Yeah, that's alright.
Okay, I'm coming back, Greasy. You could have told me I got kicked, my guy.
Oh, I'm down.
He jumped in.
That switch scared the fuck out of me. Oh, I downed the carrier. It was Ash. I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
You fucking hurt me, you bastard.
I just told you I'm down low.
I thought I was far enough in the side it wouldn't have hit you.
You go left, I go right. How did that even hit me through a fucking barricaded wall?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Oh! Okay, he's backside.
I'm over it. Look at this.
Yeah, I thought they fixed that strap.
Yeah, Fox, you'll learn real quick. I don't give a shit about it.
I got carrier on yellow ping.
Yeah, he was.
Good shit.
Friendly remaining. Op 4, last operator standing.
Good game, clutch as fuck. Greasy's like, get off my dick.